Hey guys, bored to death, and welcome back to the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker. Alright, so it looks like we're actually close to the end of this game. It looks like we've got our 6 principles here, and this may be the last act. So, today let's cover Nathan, Elin, and Claire. And then in our last episode we'll cover Bryce and Jaya. And hopefully we'll figure out who the murderer is before I get stabbed in the face. So let's start with Nathan. How are you today, Nathan?
I think you know who killed Dr. Dekker, so you're gonna have a good day. Can we talk a bit about hypnotism, though?
You think I know who killed Dr. Dekker? Who murdered Dekker?
This might feel like the darkest timeline, but it's not my darkest timeline. I didn't kill Dr. Dekker. I look at one of your other patients, or maybe even your assistant.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Thanks, Nathan. You cleared up the fact that I didn't think that you were the murderer. Okay, so let's talk about hypnotism.
I've heard you can plant key words in people when they're hypnotized. How would I know if I had any? I think that the hypnotism didn't take, but maybe Dr. Dekker did hypnotize me, and it did work, and he told me to think that it didn't. I think I found one of the key words.
Is it fart? Is it fart? Is it fart? Fart.
Question after question after question. They're all meaningless, aren't they?
That wasn't a question.
Anyway.
That was a key word there, Nathan. It was fart. Okay. What key word?
I can't say what it is. I don't want to trigger it. I was on the phone to my dad last night, and he said something, and boom, I fell asleep. Normally I wish that kind of thing would happen, but it just happened. I phoned him back. I thought it was seconds, but it was an hour later. I asked him what he'd said. He'd watched some NASA program. He was reading off planets. It was one of them.
Aha! So everything except Pluto. And the first thing that happens is, oh hey, is it one of these? And the first thing that comes up is it Pluto?
Pluto's not a planet, is it?
Yeah.
Why are you trying?
Hey, as far as I'm concerned, Pluto will always be a planet in my heart, even if it isn't in the scientific community. Mars?
I don't want it to be triggered.
Saturn? Oh, it worked. Oh, holy crap. Alright, what are you doing? What are you doing? Nathan? 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 Saturn, Nathan? Okay, okay. There was a clue there. I should tell Nathan he went into a trance. No, really, I should tell... Nathan, you just went into a trance.
So he did plant me with something. I have absolutely no idea. Did you find out what the key word is? What is it? No. Don't say it. Write it down for me. And thank you. You know, there's something I've not been telling you.
Uh-oh. What have you not been telling me, Nathan?
It's about time travel.
Oh, great. Okay, what about time travel?
I read a book about time travel. I thought what was happening to me was a type of time travel. I couldn't control it, but at the end of each day, I would travel back in time to the beginning and live it over again. I'm like Doctor Who, but I don't have a TARDIS, and I can't choose what time I go to. Except once.
Interesting. What do you mean for except once?
The doctor said she was legally still alive. The only thing they could do was starve her. Hannah didn't die in the accident the first time around. It was worse than death. She wouldn't have wanted that. I was looking at a photo from around the time of the accident. I had a lot of alcohol, which I think was probably necessary. I jumped back to the junction. I started pulling out, but the lorry was already on us. I drove into the lorry to make sure. I didn't wake up in hospital, because I woke up the next day, present day. Things had changed.
Wow, I did not see that coming. Well, how do you feel about Hannah now?
I'm at peace with Hannah now. I can save her. And I'll keep trying, but I must move forward. I did kind of ask you not to talk about this anymore, but I suppose you're not taking notes.
Well, the game is, but that doesn't necessarily mean I've been reading them. What changed about Hannah's death?
Her obituary changed in the press clippings I kept. It said she was killed instantly. Nothing else changed. Her family seemed to hate me more, which is ironic, because the first time around, they pulled her off life support. So I saved them the indignity. Now they just think it was my careless driving that caused her death.
Nathan, clearly I'm taking no... Okay. Alright, how have things been with Mariana?
Things have been interesting. Thanks to Mariana.
Don't look like you've been eaten by a monster yet. Why thanks to Mariana?
We went on a date. Well, sort of.
Uh-oh.
She texted me this bar she was going to, and I just turned up. She can dance. I was transfixed most of the night.
Saturn.
Next thing I know, I'm lying in my bed, at home. The room's spinning. The day moved forward. In fact, every night I go and watch Mariana dance, the day moves forward. Do you think Mariana likes me?
Sure, why not? Yes, Mariana likes you, why not?
Doctor. That's what I'm hoping.
Okay. Do you know about the prescription pad?
His prescription pad's missing.
Mm-hmm.
The one with all the death threats on it.
Yep.
Do you think the murderer took it to cover their tracks?
Indeed. How are they covering their tracks? Well, obviously by covering up their handwriting.
I suppose it could be a coincidence, but I'm guessing whoever murdered Dr. Dekker stole his prescription pad.
Why did you lie about Hannah being on life support?
I haven't been lying. As far as everyone's concerned, she died in that car accident. Instantly.
Did you ever think about trying to drive away from the lorry? Because, you know, that would be the logical thing to do.
I didn't have time. I jumped back to the split second the accident happened. The truck was already on us. I swerved left the first time, so I tried right. If I could have saved her, I would have done. I didn't want her to die.
Perhaps we should ask someone else a question. Perhaps you should try and time travel harder, Nathan. Alright, let's move on to somebody else. Alright, so let's see what's going on with Elin today. How are you today, Elin?
I'm good. I feel better. Last session, I was all negative. I don't want to be like that.
Okay.
I made you something. A little thank you for being so nice. They're cookies.
Are they full of temazepam? Why are you feeling negative?
I'm a happy person. And really, what's the point of being miserable? It doesn't matter what's going on at work or anything. Happy is the only goal. Max told me that. I think some footballer might have said it.
Who's Max again?
I told you about Max, right? Didn't I mention him before?
Yeah, your unimpressive date. Didn't you date Max? Oh, yeah, that's right. I actually remembered.
Yes, but you don't know the whole story. Max is 77. He was one of my patients. I thought he was dying, so I shifted for him. Became an old sweetheart of his, apparently. Only Max didn't die. He actually got better somehow. And then he came and asked me to do it again.
It sounds like you have weird relationship. Who is Max's sweetheart?
Eleanor, her name was, or is. Like I say, he doesn't even know where she is now. But she obviously still loves him. When I shifted, I felt all fluttery and excited. It's so sweet, isn't it?
Okay. Did you become Eleanor for Max?
Yes. Max and Eleanor had dinner on Valentine's Day. I felt a bit weird when he asked me. But he said he just wanted to have one more date with her, and then he wouldn't ask me again. And to be fair, he was a perfect gentleman. I mean, I didn't want to have that conversation.
Oh, yeah. Let's move on to this prescription pad. Do you know anything about this prescription pad thing?
What about the prescription pad?
Do you know about the death threats?
Someone was sending Dr. Dekker death threats. Had no idea. He never said anything to me about it.
Sure. Did you take the pad?
Yes, I took it. I had to.
Uh-oh. I did not expect her to just come out and say that. Why did you have to steal the pad?
Dr. Dekker told me he could use it to take away my gift.
Okay. What's in the cookies?
The usual stuff. Flour, sugar, butter, chocolate chips, and my special ingredient. A little herbalist magic to give you some pep.
Alright, let's not eat those cookies. Nope. No cookies from you. No cookies from you. You put herbs in the cookies.
You can put herbal remedies in food. The effect's more subtle, but it does work.
Yeah. What herbs? Where do we want to go to? Alright, why would Dr. Dekker take away your gift? Because I think that's the most prominent question in my mind.
I suppose he was just trying to cure me. I mean, I thought he believed that I could shift, but maybe he didn't. Maybe he was just humoring me the whole time.
Yeah, I kind of doubt that. Thank you for bringing me a present.
You're very welcome.
Maybe I could get somebody else to eat the cookies. That might be important. Why did you shift again for Max?
The thing is, because Max didn't die, he saw me change back after I let go of his hand. There wasn't anything I could do about it.
Okay. Why did Max die?
I don't know why Max didn't die. It usually works.
Works? Like, you want to... What do you mean by usually works? You want to kill these people? What's going on here?
I just mean when I shift. They see their loved one and say what they have to say, and then there's nothing stopping them from moving on. Why? What did you think I meant?
I think that you meant... Oh, well, did you kill Dekker?
I could never hurt anyone. You have to believe me, Doctor.
Alright, I really don't think Elin is the murderer. She just doesn't seem to have the motivation. And if she's killing anybody, I think she's doing it accidentally. Alright, so let's move on to Claire. Hi Claire, how are you? You were holding a knife just a moment ago. Can we see that knife again? Is it gonna come up? How are you today?
I'm fine. I killed David.
Good for you!
Again.
Yes.
Like you told me to.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because he was a zombie. Did you see Anushka again?
Anushka's fine, I would imagine. Her father came over to talk about the missing cat. It would have been an easier conversation had I not been splattered in blood and sweating like a milkmaid.
That does seem like a bad opportunity to talk about a missing cat. What did Anushka's father do?
It seemed like he wanted to give me a piece of his mind, but when he saw the state I was in, he fled.
Yeah?
There were no police that turned up. I suspect I've got away with it, at least this second time.
I would certainly hope so.
All that's left is for you to write up my diagnosis.
Oh yeah, you're nuts. We're going with that. How did you kill David?
With an axe.
Then why were you holding a
I got
knife?
him to put his head on the wood block. He didn't really know what he was doing. He trusted me.
Yeah.
I cut off his head.
I like the shot there too, where it's just her head.
When I picked it up, it was smiling.
Ah, crap. Was it still
Probably
alive?
a muscle spasm.
Zombies. Zombies. Oh, what diagnosis? You wanted to be insane again,
But I'm not
right?
sound of mind. That I wasn't sound of mind when I killed David.
Nope.
It's up to you whether you want to mention any of our other conversations. I'm happy either way.
Well, before I give you your diagnosis of being really insane, what else can you tell me about Dekker, and do you know anything about the prescription pad? I really want to see again, because, like, I've been splicing, and right before I cut over and restarted the video, and you may even catch it a little bit right in the beginning, she's holding a really big knife. And just, like, casually in one of these shots of, like, hanging out on the sofa, big knife, just out of nowhere. And maybe if I switch back and forth between one person and another, it'll pop up again. No? No, you're going to keep the knife hidden in your purse? Okay. What else can you tell me about Dekker? Because we don't want to be sitting here forever waiting for you to show up with a knife. Really? Come on. No knife. Okay.
The continuing saga of Dr. Dekker. After he'd seen David and done his due diligence, he came up with an offer I couldn't refuse. Remember? The one I told you about when we first met.
Okay. What was the offer that you could not refuse?
Dr. Dekker wanted me to reanimate him. He said he would kill David unless I agreed.
Aha! The plot thickens. So Dr. Dekker was murdered and then you brought him back to life. How are you supposed to reanimate him?
He called me on Valentine's night. He promised to use a disposable phone so there would be no trace. I was supposed to come here, where I would find him dead, and then reanimate him. I agreed immediately. It seems that Dr. Dekker went through with his half of the agreement. But I forgot to turn up.
Well, that is kind of the catch-22 in the... He can't really murder David if he's already dead. Alright, do you know anything about the prescription pad? Seems like Dr. Dekker wasn't so smart on that one.
I never saw Dr. Dekker's prescription pad. I imagine he kept it hidden away. To stop people stealing it?
Did you write death threats on the pad?
I've already told you, I never saw his prescription pad, so of course I didn't write him death threats. It sounds like someone is trying to frame me. Who's trying to frame me, Doctor?
Interesting. Why would Dekker want to kill David? Do you think Mariana is framing you? But Mariana didn't take the pad. Why would Dekker want to kill David? Let's go with that.
Yes. Dr. Dekker threatened to kill David. That terrified me at the time. I still had hope that David would recover.
Okay. Why do you think Mariana is framing you? I didn't say Mariana, but that's apparently where this is going.
I don't really know the girl, but I did buy out her loan from Dr. Dekker. I mainly did it to shut him up about it. But can you imagine having him as a creditor? That poor girl. I hope it didn't accrue anything more than interest.
No, that loan wasn't really that interesting. What if I don't think you're insane? But I do. I mean, why am I asking this question? There's the knife. There's the knife. There's the knife. There we go. She is wandering around this office with a large knife. What if I don't think you're insane? You gonna stab me with that knife?
Did I tell you about that time that I used the power of my mind to bring my husband back to life? I can't imagine what I'd do to the psychiatrist that double-crossed me. But I'm sure it will be fun. For me, at least.
That seems like a completely unnecessary place to go with this. Alright, so, I'm gonna call it a video here. It seems like this was actually kind of short. Let me see how much we've actually recorded today. Hang on one second. Okay, so it actually looks like I've got plenty of time. It doesn't look like these interviews are actually kind of short. So, wait, let's see if we can plow right through to the end. Alright, we've got Bryce and Jaya. Let's go with Bryce. How are you today, Bryce, you creep?
I'm not feeling very well. I tried to sleep through the midnight hour, and I slept for 8 hours. When I woke up, it was looking at me. That thing was looking at me. Time was still frozen. I can't escape it. I'm doomed.
Okay, so, yeah. Why do you think you're doomed?
It knows what I did with Dr. Dekker. It's been taunting me.
What you did with Dr. Dekker? Interesting. Are you about to confess to murder? Well, how's Jessica?
Jessica has had a restraining order taken out against me and her daughter. I showed her the photos, and then the rest is a blur.
Interesting.
She was screaming, hitting me, pushing me away. In hindsight, showing her the photos might not have been the best thing to do.
Well, not for you. But you were a creep. Alright. Are you still stealing things? Let's try and go from the least important things to the most important things, because I think once we start going down this thread of the taunting and the thing, he's going to start to crack. So, are you still stealing stuff?
I teleported back into the art gallery after our session, in the midnight hour. I replaced the painting, so I haven't stolen anything for a long time now.
Really? It's been like
Perhaps
a day.
Cheeky borrow best describes it.
Uh-huh. It still counts as theft. Alright. What has been happening in the midnight hour, Bryce?
I've tried to avoid my extra hour. I tried to sleep through it. I did try one thing. I spied on you, Doctor. You have a strangeness, don't you?
Apparently. I mean, I'm not so sure. What a strangeness do I have?
You live in the same house as Dr. Dekker.
I do?
I spied on him several times, so I know the house very well.
Oh, that's great.
You kept it almost entirely the same.
Interesting.
Why did you live in the same house as Dr. Dekker?
I have no freaking
Is it
idea.
a perk?
Oh.
Or you, Dr. Dekker?
You know, that thought had actually occurred to me, but no, I'm not Dekker. The house is a perk.
Thought it might be a perk. I'm sorry I spied on you. I was just getting worried that you weren't who you said you were. Just some mannerisms, strangeness. It's good you've adopted his dog, though. I'm not sure many people would have done.
I did that. I am at a disadvantage here in that they're telling me things about what I did that I clearly don't have any recognition of doing because I didn't see that. It's not part of the game. The only way I'm getting is inferred through the patients. Like, oh, you showed up at my house, and oh, you adopted a dog, and oh, you live at Dr. Dekker's house. How has the thing been taunting you, Bryce?
It wanted me to follow it, so I did. It brought me here, Doctor. Here. It thinks I killed Dr. Dekker. I'm sure of it.
And did you? Did you kill Dekker?
I took his body. It was me. I took it from the coffin because I didn't want him put in the ground. I don't know what I was going to do with him. I just didn't think burial would be enough. Maybe I would cremate him. But the body disappeared.
Dun, dun, dun. How did the body... Well, if he knew that, then he wouldn't say it disappeared. All right, well, how did the body disappear?
I know you want to be buried, but it's never the end, is it? I have a private tool shed at the graveyard. I moved his body in there before the burial, but when I came back, he'd gone. It was locked, and he'd gone. How did that happen, Doctor? How did Dekker do that?
Maybe somebody took him. Maybe Dekker's back from the dead. Maybe somebody else moved Dekker's body. Maybe Dekker teleported. Maybe someone else moved Dekker's body. That seems most likely.
If someone else moved Dekker, they'd had to have picked the lock, moved the body, and then locked up again. Why go to the trouble of locking up again?
To make it look like nobody stole the body? Maybe Dekker is back from the... Maybe Dekker teleported while he was dead. Yeah, let's go with that one.
It's not out of the question to think that Dr. Dekker teleported himself out of the tool shed. If I can do it, he probably can. That's the kind of thing I've been thinking. But the thing that's been following me, it can teleport too. I think the thing might be Dekker. Is the thing Dekker?
Is there an I don't know? Because I really don't. Maybe Dekker's back from the dead.
Perhaps. It had crossed my mind that Dr. Dekker perhaps resurrected himself. Maybe he wasn't dead. Just sleeping.
Well, here's something I surmise. Dekker has been stealing the powers of his patients by listening to their insanity and then saying, well, if you can do it, why can't I do it too? So if he stole Claire's ability to bring himself back from the dead, there's no limitation here saying that he can't do that while he's dead. Do you know anything about the missing prescription pad?
I didn't steal Dekker's pad. I didn't have to.
I know
If
that.
I wanted to use it, I could just teleport in here and steal a sheet. Why take the whole pad? Why be that obvious?
Because of the death threats? Do you know anything about the death threats on the pad?
Well, kudos to whoever had the guts to do that. Wasn't me. What did they say? You've piqued my interest now.
That is interesting, because I didn't think I don't know what they said. I never got that far. Alright, so here's the thing. I think whatever I choose will actually turn out to be the truth. So if I say yes, the thing is Dekker, it is. If I said no, then it's something else. So I think I choose what happens. Before I do that, because there's no way to know one way or the other if it is Dekker or it's not Dekker, let's talk to Jaya, and then I will come back to you, Bryce. Hello, my number one murder suspect. How are you today?
I'm worried about you, Doctor. You seem quiet and, well, it's just your fingerprints on the bottle. Maybe you touched it by accident? You didn't know him, did you?
Well, I have no idea. That's how this game goes. No, I didn't know Dekker.
Then why are your fingerprints on his vodka bottle? No, don't answer that. The infectious madness of Dr. Dekker. Who hasn't it touched? I'm so worried.
Why are you worried about me?
You just seem a little different from the person who turned up all those weeks ago.
Yeah, I stopped asking everybody to fart.
Me as much as you did. You flitter between patients in a daydream. Tell me what things are bothering you.
What, are you the therapist now? Do you think I'm going insane?
Who measures sanity or insanity? One man's philosopher is another man's fool. I'm keeping an eye on you. I won't let you go crazy.
Yeah, me go crazy. That's what I'm... Alright, so... Oh, yeah, there was news. What's the news about Mariana?
I've been reviewing your files. I know, I'm sorry, a bit naughty. But have you considered that Mariana may have murdered Dr. Dekker because of the money she owed him? She had most to gain. She got all the money if he died. And it makes most sense, doesn't it?
Except that that's not the truth. Because Claire bought out the debt. How are you coping with your grief?
I think I'm okay with the grief now. My mother died suddenly, and I think I was projecting Dr. Dekker's death to be about her. I know they're not related.
Yeah, everything else around here is crazy. That could be. Alright, so how did your mother die, Jaya?
My mother died suddenly, like Dr. Dekker. For her, though, it was different. She burst into flames. I was 7. They said she must have been smoking and drinking on the sofa, but she doesn't smoke or drink. Professor Alderby said it was spontaneous combustion.
Perhaps it's your fault. Wait, the only thing we have... You said Dekker's prescription pad was missing? Alright.
Dr. Dekker's prescription pad is still missing. I'll let you know if it turns up.
I know who has it. Tell me about the death threats.
I didn't know anything about that. If I have any grievances with my employer, I spit in their coffee. I hope that's how you like it.
What? Jaya thinks Mariana's motive might be money. It sounds like Jaya might be thinking I'm going insane. Did you have any grievances with Dekker? No, you know what? No. Did you spit in my coffee? Did you spit in my coffee, Jaya?
Don't become like Dr. Dekker. I think that somebody killed him because he was using them. There's some footage. I can't show you because it would affect you too much.
Show me the footage.
To say, when Mariana told him she could breathe underwater, he wanted the same power for himself.
Okay.
So, instead of trying to cure her of it, he'd try and amplify it to see how it worked, so he could imagine it for himself. I think he did that with all his special patients. I think he wanted all of their powers.
I think I actually
that sort of thing.
Put 2 and 2 together just before you said that. Who were the special patients?
Any patient who presented with psychokinetic issues, they were his special patients. Towards the end, he began ignoring all the other cases. Most of the patients saw it as a curse, what they were experiencing, what they were unwittingly doing. Dr. Dekker saw it as an ability, a power to be harnessed and used for, well, God knows what he was going to use it all for. So we made them give in to it, and it consumed them, consumed all of them. Whether you believe any of that or not is your choice, but they did, which made them angry. And that's why I think he was murdered by a patient.
Yeah, but you keep pushing me toward Mariana, and I don't think... do you think Cthulhu is real?
A fictional space god that's resting at the bottom of the Atlantic. It's not likely, is it? Or maybe you think it is. Have you spoke to Mariana today?
I clearly did. I'm not sure the patients are improving.
Your patients will always be a bother, but you're caring for people. We do still care, don't we, Doctor? In a few weeks' time, there'll be a whole new bunch of faces with a whole new bunch of quirks. Let's not have a whole new doctor, shall we?
Yeah, sure. Who do you think murdered Dekker?
It's not your job to find out who the murderer is. It's the police. You can only point them in the right direction. Murder is a means to an end. There's a lot more going on here you should be thinking about.
Okay, so we have one question left for Bryce. If I say yes, the thing is Dekker, that might crack him. You know what? Let's go for it. You're being haunted by Dr. Dekker and his reanimated corpse.
And so it is. The thing is Dekker, and the thing wants to kill me.
And why would it do that?
Please, tell Jessica I love her.
Oh, crap! He disappeared. Oh, okay, he's back. You said you... I thought he teleported out of the interview. You said the thing was looking at you.
The thing that's following me. It doesn't have a face. I saw it close up when it was standing over me. It has no face, no eyes, no mouth, no nothing. Inside its hood is just space. Just a black hole.
Okay. You said you were trying to sleep through the night.
I tried to sleep through my extra hour. I didn't want to face it. That thing has been taunting me. I wish I was still religious.
Okay. Alright, before we move on to whatever's going to happen, because there's a little exclamation point in the upper right-hand corner saying we can move. Does anybody else have anything they want to say at this point to me about this? Okay. I think, given everything that we've seen, Bryce is most likely the murderer. He's got the most guilt. He can teleport. He clearly hated Dekker. I don't know if he was writing the notes on the prescription pad, and I don't know if we're going to get, like, one last clue that's going to really nail it in place. Jaya was really good as a suspect, especially because she came after me that one night, which may or may not have been a dream. I don't know, because I think those little black and white sessions from the previous sections are actually dreams that this character is having, so it's possible it was a dream and she was warning me. Or it could have happened and she could have poisoned me. The other option is maybe I killed Dekker because apparently my fingerprints are on his vodka bottle. So, alright. Okay. Accuse. Alright, let's do this. Who murdered Dr. Dekker? I gotta go with Bryce. I think it's Bryce.
Dr. Dekker deserved to die.
Ah.
I'm not saying I did such a thing. Not something that I would confess to now whilst being recorded.
Buddy, you don't know the half of it.
I'm happy to reaffirm that his death was necessary. Well, more than death, really. If I only knew where his body had gone. Now I can't be sure. I can't be sure that he's absolutely dead. The girl, chained in his basement. She'd most definitely have killed him given half the chance. I suppose if I teleported into his office one night to write myself a prescription and had run into Dr. Dekker himself, that I might have killed him then and there with the nearest available weapon. And in doing so, would be accoladed as the hero. Not the villain that you're making me out to be.
I guessed right.
But we shall see, Doctor. We shall see. Good luck catching a man who can teleport when he wants to, though. Or maybe you don't think that I can.
Can I actually just say I've taken away your powers? Ah, crap! You caught the killer. All right, I caught the killer. I figured it out. It was actually Bryce. Jaya was kind of a red herring, but what about your patients? Well, what about them? Are they doing okay? And what about you? Well, I'm doing all right. Insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Einstein. Does that mean I'm insane?
So I've got a new dog, a basset hound. She's got these big floppy ears and a really sad face. You know, even sadder than I look. Ginger. I call her Ginger. She's a rescue. But since I've had Ginger, I've never looked back. Literally. Not one day.
I'm not really sure what you'd call it. Mutually assured delusions? I think Dr. Dekker was projecting his weird fantasies on me, and it was just going to be easier to go along with it. To participate. I feel much better now I know I didn't hurt anyone. I didn't hurt anyone. Did I?
Probably not.
She's been promoted to night sister. She hadn't been in, and I thought she was off sick, but apparently she was on a course. So, she's my new boss now. I've already started looking for other jobs. It's no secret Terry hates me. But, you know, gotta be positive about it. I could have a completely fresh start. There's a job on the children's ward I'm going to go for.
No, don't kill the kids.
There's no need to go over old ground. I understand. David died when I stabbed him, and everything else since, everything else that's happened, that was all me.
That's right,
David,
you're crazy.
Anushka's father, Iris. What's next for me, Doctor? How do we cure what I have? By all accounts, and thanks to a very unfriendly jury, it seems like we're going to have quite a lot of time to figure that out.
What I want to know is, how did you know which patient was the murderer? I mean, they all lied to you, didn't they? I'm just glad it's business as usual around here and I'm not having to look for another doctor again. It's embarrassing. Dr. Dekker almost caught me writing the advert for his replacement.
Wait, PAL Psychiatric Assistance Unit. Oh, okay, so we're looking at it through the doorway. The curse continues at Dr. Dekker's psychiatry.
The curse continues at Dr. Dekker's psychiatry practice, where another physician has been murdered by a patient. Found by night cleaning staff, Dr. Dekker's replacement was pinned to the chair with a paper spike, in what police are describing as a copycat murder. Jaya. You're supposed to be looking after them. How many more do we have to go through before you get a good one?
What? So, I found the murderer, and the result is I got killed. That's fantastic. Alright, oh hey, there's an actual cast here, and we don't actually have to listen to copyrighted music, which is going to make me cut it. So you guys can actually see who the actors were who played these parts. So, this is a great game. And every time you play, by the way, a different person is the murderer. So if you guys want to play this on your own, you might have a completely different murderer, and you might get different clues, and it might be slightly different. I think the overall story is going to be the same, but mostly it's going to be, there's a 12.5% chance, because I think it's 1 out of 6, that would be the murderer. You guys can check my math. I didn't grab a calculator. I think I just did that off the top of my head. Or is it 1 out of 8? It's 1 out of 6, whatever that is. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this series. I found the murderer! And then got stabbed in the chest. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.